Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Gusso.
Yes, okay, let's move on to our um, budgets. Let's go to page, I don't know, 8 maybe. It's the one that looks like LSC, it looks like this one. Okay. This one where it
Yeah.
has the approvals above 10,000 and book transfers and book budget transfers. Okay. First one we need is a big one, $26,000 for Compass Transportation. That's a normal cost of doing business. But we are saving, I think Mr. Kessler said we probably saved $5,000 this year or this month by using the small minivan. We're hoping, I got him tracking everything to see how much money we can save, and then also kind of seeing what it would be like if we got enough one next year. Because sometimes if you get one more, it's not just you can move another team of 14, you can move a bigger team of say 20 or 25 with the two buses. So I'm like, if we bought one and it cost 60,000, what would be our return rate? Hey, Anita.
That's a great idea. Can we please track the savings, right?
Yeah, he is.
So I'd like to see that in next.
Okay, good enough. Okay.
So, you know, that's pretty much a constant, right?
Right.
Pretty much every month.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, basically what we should say.
And like I've told everybody before, here, Mia. When Ryan was,
That's why we
yeah.
bought this thing.
Right.
It's based on the premise that we're gonna be saving.
Right, when Ryan was AP, he did a preliminary thing, said we could save 60,000 a year.
Be interesting to match it up against.
Right,
Ryan's
right.
performance.
All right, the next one is Herf Jones, which is capping down for 20,795. That money will be replenished as soon as students or teachers start, or I'm sorry, slow down, seniors start paying their fees for graduation. Okay, we'll be distributing them soon. I also want to let people know, especially here, usually after graduation, I usually come back to the stadium here and open up the stadium. Yeah, I always see them milling out there, but it's like the last couple of years I've come and opened the gates and they can take pictures on the grandstands and everything like that. So kind of an insider thing. And then we talked about the wrestling room. We're going to buy the mats from Beat the Streets. 24,999, and that is, they bought them for $32,000 and they're going to sell it to us at about a $7,000 savings, with the premise that they can help us and we can get the kids in here and they'll be like our feeder system and stuff like that. So, but it still goes through real estate and all the legal things.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
my question.
Yeah.
So we need to be very clear in this contract.
Right.
It can't be in perpetuity.
No.
Like it is you evaluate it on a year basis?
Yeah, you can only do a year basis. You
It's only
can't.
1 year.
Yep, you can't do
Okay.
more than a year. So
it's a year
yeah,
contract.
in
With the option to renew potentially with a new.
right, for both
contract.
of us, yeah. And so Pat is on that. He'll do everything through real estate and legal.
Oh, oh boy.
Thank you. Do one of those. Okay, and so those are the three things here. We have internal accounts. Big one, 74,796. Mark, what is that? 2.5 months ago, they pulled, yeah, over here, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
2.5 months ago, they pulled $705,000 away from our budget. I think we had that meeting. And then they gave us back 595. Weird accounting, but that's what they did. So as we get money, we have to pay off those fees that we have to transfer. So that 595, we have to slowly start putting it over and paying those fees. So that's what that is. And then we got the wrestling room instructional fees to move that over to pay the 24,999. The bottom one is the budget transfer. Again, the book transfers are from internal accounts. Budget transfers are from the 115 funds, the SBB, a little bit different. We had 23,200 to pay for the robotics team and lodging to go downstate. What was nice about that is we were given $5,000 by our network. Network 14 gave us $5,000 for that. CPS STEM gave us $5,000 to go down for that. And then we also donated $5,000 from internal accounts to go, but we also got that back because they were raising money. If you saw any of those things like WGN and Help Our Robotics Team, I think they wound up raising $19,000. So
What did we end up paying out of pocket? Nothing.
23,000 out of pocket, nothing.
Okay.
And so, and we do have money left over for next year too. He's already bought a laser cutter, think that's what it is. Well, yeah, cut
So
some-
nothing came out of it.
nothing came out of our budget, and we actually have more because everybody helped us out, and so that's right. And we are gonna, for next year, just in case, we're gonna be putting money aside every month to say, just in case we do well. I mean, it'd be nice to say we go every year, but who knows? I think this might have been an anomaly, but whatever. We'll still have money on the side. Okay, the next one is $320,000 to offset negatives. Again, that's 705 they took, gave us back 520. We got to start offsetting those negatives, because what happens is we can't pay any bills while we have negatives. So we got to pay those off before. It's like cleaning out your checking account. Hey, you're overdrawn, put some money in there.
So hold on, I'm trying to do the math.
Go.
So 595 is close, right?
Yeah.
We have to do that.
Yes,
And today, we're requesting to credit $320,000.
yes.
Okay, so that puts us at 275.
Yeah, and we'll probably pay the rest of that next month.
So we're still in the whole 275,000.
Well, we're in the hole about $100,000 because they took out 7, they gave us back 6. So as we're paying that back, at the end, we're gonna be down about 100,000. So now, you know, anybody that's been on this committee long enough knows that at the end of the year, I usually have $200,000 left over, and that's what we buy the auditorium with, and we buy capital investments. We're not gonna have that this year because we gotta pay this down. So kind of a bad thing that they came at us in March and let us know, and not in October, but I'm done complaining about that. They did what they did. We also have a $20,000 IB conference fee. It's for the IB World Conference. It's in San Diego. I will not be going because I got a dog and I can't go.
So who is going?
It's going to be 7 of us. We actually have Mr. Greenblatt and Mr. Flores are actually presenting at the conference, which is a big deal. I think we also have Mr. Salinas going, Mr. Spear.
I gotta believe our IB coordinator.
Yes, and then we also have Miss Newton is going. I think there's 7 going all together.
Who is our IB coordinator? Is it still Irene?
It's still Irene. I don't think she's going because she's going to be in Greece, but we might have Sarah go, and Makula, Mr. Makula is our MYP coordinators. They're really nice conferences. They really are. So those are the big ones. Any questions on those before we move on?
Just gonna say anything about the Rosemont fee.
Oh, I don't have that one on because he's going to get
Oh,
it.
okay.
Pat's going to get me the Rosemont contract that we have to meet. It's not on here. I think it's 30,000 that we need to
So you
approve.
didn't have to pay that?
No, we talked to them and come on, we're going to be, you know us, we were with you for the last 5 years. Give us a break,
You
will
know
you?
where we live.
Yeah, we know where we live. Okay, let's call Ryan back real quick.
Is that something we should, sorry, is that something we should focus on?
Yeah, I'm gonna find out. Pat's gonna give me the paperwork, but I'm gonna find out from Ryan exactly. He might be in class though. Yeah, he's probably in class. Okay,
We can table it and come back.
yeah, I'll come back. Okay, let's go on to the other budgets here.
Internal accounting.
Internal accounting. The next one is internal accounts, which is nice. It's starting to get back up to $500,000, which I like at the end of the year. Everybody's starting to pay it back now. All of our seniors are paying. The nice thing is I'm getting a lot less parents like are pleading poor and how to say it in a nice way, that they need the money in it. So a lot of parents are doing it. And I think that's because of what we did before, where if your freshman and sophomore and junior year, you had to pay and you didn't, but then senior year, you got free and reduced. We free and reduced everything. Because if you don't have the money for this year, you're not going to have it for the last 3 years. I think that's helping a lot of people out. We would have never gotten the money before. And this way, we're at least getting the money for like the graduation, for all their fines, for their IDs. And so they are giving us some money. Instead of just saying, I can't pay anything, I'm walking away with $2,000 in debt. At least they're paying us like $300. I can afford that, Mr. T. And so it's actually working out good. And it's the right thing to do. So they're starting to pay our money back here. So that's good. I would like to have a discussion. I haven't raised the fees in a while. It's been $450, Anita. How many years now? 4 or 5 years now, maybe?
Maybe not that long.
Yeah. I'm thinking to go to $490.
We raised it, I think, my first year here.
Did we?
So
Five years.
5 years ago.
Yeah. I'm thinking to go $495. It sounds a little better. You know, it's not 500, it's
Like you're
$495.
selling your house.
Yeah.
Below
Yeah.
500.
You could tell I was in real estate on the Northwest side. but I want to go 495. A lot of things have increased. I think that's in keeping with Northside, Lane, Peyton. I mean, from what I understand, Layton, they charge 500, and then they also want an additional 500 from all their parents, like for their parents club that they kind of push for.
Yeah.
So we're not doing that, but we don't have a Friends of Taft yet, so maybe one day we will. But I'm thinking about going 495 next year. I think with a lot of our fees and stuff like that, I think it's only fair.
What are you
Again,
gonna-
Again, but here's what I'm gonna say. If you're free and reduced, it doesn't matter what we charge because you're gonna be free and reduced and we're gonna get $950 in CIWP. So we're okay with that. Everybody else at the dollar increase per week. You know, I think we can all afford that. I would think so. That's internal accounts. Anything with internal accounts?
When are you looking to put that on the agenda?
Well, I don't think it has to go on the agenda. It doesn't need to be a vote. It's just I need to let you know that I want to raise the fees. Yeah, that's how it's always been. Anybody wants to check that, but every time it's never gone to vote. Anita hasn't, well, you know what?
No,
I kind of,
We did talk about it.
but I remember Goran was always like, nope. So I remember him saying
There
that.
was discussion.
Discussion,
There's
not,
discussion, like we're having a discussion
Yeah,
now, but
yeah.
I don't think ultimately it's our
I
vote.
know-
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
I
don't believe.
I think I have to let you know, but I don't think it's a votable thing.
know we voted on it at Amundsen when we raised it, but I don't know,
Let
like,
me
if
double
that
check,
was
and if we
a,
have to, I'll put it in for
Yeah.
June, okay? We'll put it in,
Okay.
okay? Let's go to the next pages, which is the 115 funds. You can tell that because it's the second column. 115 funds is SBV, and I want to let everybody know, I know we have a turnover with everybody, but I'm gonna have a budgeting class for everybody that's new here. And I think we may have it before one of the meetings, one of our LSC meetings. Everybody new, I will walk them through. I think everybody here is pretty competent in our budgets, but with new people, maybe they need that. So we'll have a little class. 115 funds, again, we're in the hole, but we'll come out of it right now. And so, you know, I like I do every year, Mr. Charles and I will leave them with $1.50 in there, like we always do. So. The next one is 124 funds, which rolls over. And we don't have much in there. What do we have? $36,000. So that's kind of like a little half savings account for us. The next thing I wanted to talk about is continuous improvement work plan. This ties in with the budget because it's part of 115. We're not going to have a report on that tonight because Ms. Greenblatt is out. And Mr. Flores has 3 dental appointments with the kids tonight. But what you need to understand is that we're going to roll over our priorities for CIWP another year. That's what they've done. Usually this would be a planning year every 2 years. CPS has given everybody the option. Says, you know what, if you want to call a timeout, we'll just go one more year to get everybody set. So we're still going to do it. I think it's a good idea. Nobody's really up for meeting if we don't have to. And again, our priorities are strong. Let me just get the priorities for you so you know. It is. It's exactly. Our priorities are instruction, curriculum, student voice, engagement in civic life, and then MTSS as it applies to academics. So
Quite frankly, COVID has stalled so much. We almost technically missed you with this, so.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a good plan. So that's it for budgets. Any questions at all? We're healthy as usual.
I just want to mention real quick,
Yeah.
so I just left documented by Principal Bradley. Tomorrow morning, I don't know if you got an email, but tomorrow morning, Mark, she has a meeting with a bunch of the elementary school principals with our state rep, the new one from last year, Mike Kelly,
Okay.
to talk about budget. because
Yeah.
They need money, so she sent you an email. If you want to Zoom in, if you want to call, if you don't want to do anything, that's fine, but she just wanted to let you know that he was coming to Sutton tomorrow.
So yeah, I'll be downtown at a PD,
Okay,
but yeah,
that's
but
fine.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't, like I've told everybody, they give us a 1% increase in our budget and
It's just not enough to cover teacher salaries.
raises were 3%. Yeah,
Yeah, so they're trying to get it.
it is.
Do we track,
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, my goodness.
We got Darth. Thank you. Oh, it's 40,000.
So just,
Yeah, can you?
we are,
Wait a minute, this is not for-
contract's been executed. Everything's gone through CPS for. This is based on the number of people that were getting responses for the prom.
I
So-
thought I needed graduation, not prom.
You said prom.
Let me call.
Brian.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've got graduation written down here.
I also love the prom.
Oh, yeah.
Was fast with dinosaurs. Oh my God. So you're gonna camp with me? Yeah. Yeah. No, my parents. Oh my God, we're at my junior.
Hey, I don't
back
have
in
the
day.
contract
And
for
they're
the,
like,
for
"Who
the
are senior
Rosemont, but I
prom
want to get it
on the
approved
LSC?" And I was
tonight.
like,
How much is it? I mean, I got one for prom, but I don't have one for Rosemont. How much was it? 30,000?
"Oh, my dad spoke at my graduation.
Okay, forward it to my email.
Yeah. for sure.
Okay, do it
Yeah.
right now,
Forward
okay?
it to me. Forward it to me.
Oh, you know what? Forward it to Pat, okay? Okay, Pat, go get it and bring it back, okay? Take care, Darth.
Dun,
Dun, da-da,
dun,
dun.
dun, dun,
Thank you.
dun.
So is it 30,000?
I believe it is. He'll get the exact one. We got enough time here. So that's why I asked you about the email, because we laid the gauntlet down with kids on prom. And so I basically said, adults are going to be there and we will be better dancers than you. And so be prepared. And so,
Oh,
lot-
I can't wait. Oh, I'll
I-
ask her.
yeah.
She'll tell me.
Yeah.
Do we track teacher turnover?
we do. And it's negligible right now. We did lose a teacher, Mr. Reamer, who was a graduate of Taft in 2013, I believe.
Mr. Reed, he left.
Yeah, he's now going to be a fireman.
Oh, wow.
Younger?
Yeah,
Mr. Reamer?
younger
Yeah.
Mr. Reamer. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
Good,
he
really
must
good
have been on the
teacher.
list for a while.
He's been on the list for 4 or 5 years, so he got the call. He came to my office. He
Wow.
goes, he's like, I love Taft. So his plan is to be a fireman and then come back here and teach on his days off. And-
Hopefully he'll pass this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, the way that he did boot camp? for
Yeah,
his
I
kids?
know.
I know, that's
He
why.
should pass.
and then a couple other teachers are leaving. I think we have a retirement, so very minimal.
So I think that's an important indicator too, the strength of our teachers.
I do, yeah.
Is the turnover. It also translates financially as well. So, you can hire a young, not as so many years,
Less expensive.
teacher,
Yeah.
with less years in. But I think the story is that our teachers stay here.
If they do, yeah.
And that's a strong story. What you were saying earlier about the turnover in the other schools, we're at what, like 2-3%, maybe?
If that.
You can't really, retirement, you count, but it really
Right.
doesn't count because it's retirement.
Yeah.
They're not leaving to leave, it's their time.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good talking point for marketing our students.
Yeah, it is. And so everybody knows I made no bones about it. When I hired for the first 7 years here, I have not looked at your credentials and looked at it and compared it to like expenses. Like, oh my God, they got a doctorate. It's going to cost me 140,000. I want the best teacher to be here. Okay. And I've always done that. This year with the tighter budget, I kind of have to go with 1 or 2 year teachers,
Yeah.
just because that's the way the budget is right now. Now, if I've got a superstar teacher and they got 5 or 6 years, I'll try to figure something out. But normally it's let's hire the best. Right now, we're going to hire newer ones and try to train them.
Are we still in our meeting? Should we keep recording or are we done?
Well, that's why I asked, is
Yeah.
it roughly 30,000 because we can record?
Right,
our-
it's roughly
Okay.
30,000.
Are there any other questions from the committee in regards to our budget? Hearing none, Madam Chair, I would like to conclude the budget meeting at 5:49. Tommy, would you kindly step